Hello everyone, it's another video today and we're going to talk about my favourite TV shows and films, so let's just go. I'm going to start with my favourite shows and the first show I want to mention is Supernatural. I've been getting into it a lot recently and it's a good show. I really like the different monsters and I like the characters. It's just good writing. Some of the episodes were a bit questionable, not gonna lie, but I like the whole idea of it and the whole setup. So yeah, it's truly one of my favourites. I started watching it ages ago and I've only recently started getting back into it and actually catching up, and yeah, it's good. It's good. One of my absolute favourite shows, which has been my favourite show for ages, is Sailor Moon. I mean, I have a Sailor Moon tattoo, so clearly Sailor Moon is one of the things in my life. To be honest, I think I really got into Sailor Moon because the main character, Usagi Tsukino, was me, just crying over everything, mainly boys. But then I also really resonated with Sailor Jupiter because she kept crying and running after boys because they looked like someone she once had a crush on, and I can relate. Now, one of my other favourite animes is Inuyasha. I've watched it ages ago because one of my friends recommended it to me back when I was still in school, and I binge watched the whole show. It was so cool. I really want to rewatch it. It's incredible. It's incredible. Recently I've been watching a lot of K-dramas, as my friends and family would know and agree, because that's pretty much all I talk about. But I think the best one I have watched so far is called Because This Is My First Life. It was so funny, it was so well written, the characters were relatable. Some of the characters in the show really resembled people that I know, so it just seemed very real to me, and I really enjoyed it. I'm truly speechless. And the show that I've been following for years that I can't not mention is Grey's Anatomy. This show makes me cry every single episode. I will truly sit there bawling my eyes out because of anything that happens, and you know what? It's good. I need that, I appreciate it, and I want it for the rest of my life. Keep coming. I know the show's probably going to end at some point soon, but it is the longest medical drama in America, and I'd like to keep it, I'd like that show to keep going. Thank you. Now, moving over to films, one of my absolute favourite film is The Red Shoes. I first heard about this film when Cœurs de Pirate made an album with two men, and it was kind of supposed to be telling that story musically. And I thought that was really interesting, the story sounded really interesting, so I watched the film and it instantly became one of my absolute favourites. It is so good. The film's from 1948, so it's old, it's an old film, but it's good, it's so good. It shows the backgrounds of behind the scenes of when you work for a production, and it's incredible. Now, the next film I want to mention is Parasite. I've watched it in the cinema with my boyfriend's sister. It was so good. I do need to rewatch it, not gonna lie. It was an incredible commentary on what is going on in Korea, and it kind of showed a bit the sides that you wouldn't see with K-dramas, because they do show a bit more the cute style of things. It was nice to see the other side of people struggling and the comparison between the two worlds colliding. Now, I can't talk without favourite films if I don't mention a Bollywood film, because I am obsessed with them. They are so good, and my absolute favourite is VeerZaara. Listen, when I tell you that I cry every time I watch this film, and I start crying about at the halfway point, and I cry for the remaining hour and a half this film goes on, I mean it. It's heartbreaking to watch, and it's so sweet, and it's a sweet reminder that love truly crosses all boundaries. If y'all haven't seen it, I would recommend. It's truly chef's kiss. And the last film I want to mention is Linus Arable. I have seen it so many times. I first watched it with my brother, and since then I have been absolutely obsessed. It is so good. I mean, y'all know I have made a cover before of one of the songs, and have sung one of the songs at a school performance as well, so the songs are truly hitting me. And sometimes at work I just put on the album and I listen to it, and it kind of feels like I'm watching the film because I know exactly what is going on. It's so good. It's just delightful. That's it for today's video. Let me know your favourite films, your favourite shows, what is something that you've been obsessed with recently. Just Let me all know in the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.